A leading human rights activist in Iran has written from prison to give details of how women detained in recent anti-government protests are being sexually and physically abused. Narges Mohammadi said such assaults had become more common in recent protests. She is serving a lengthy sentence in Tehran's notorious Evin prison. The protests were triggered by the death in custody in September of 22-year-old Mahsa Amini, arrested for violating strict dress codes. She was detained by morality police in mid-September for allegedly wearing her hijab, or headscarf, improperly. More than 500 protesters, including 69 children, have been killed, while thousands of others have been arrested, human rights activists say. Dozens of Iranian security personnel are also reported to have been killed. Many of those arrested have allegedly been subjected to torture and other ill treatment in custody. Ms. Mohammadi is deputy head of Nobel laureate Shirin Ebadi's Defenders of Human Rights Center. She has received several jail sentences since 2011 and is currently in prison for spreading propaganda. Ms. Mohammadi says in her letter that some of the women arrested during the recent demonstrations were transferred to the women's ward in Evin prison. That gave her a chance to hear shocking details of the abuse they suffered. She says that one well-known activist had her hands and legs tied to a hook above her head in the vehicle taking her to prison and was then sexually assaulted by security officers. Ms. Mohammadi says she saw bruises and scars on her body. She says another woman who was arrested in the street was taken on a motorbike by two security officers, one in front and one behind, and was repeatedly assaulted. Ms. Mohammadi says that even though reporting such abuse may intimidate the families of women in detention, she believes it's necessary to expose what's happening in order to try to put a stop to it. Not revealing these crimes would contribute to the continuation of application of this repressive methods against women, she says. Therefore, it seems that the assault on women activists, fighters, and protesters in Iran should be widely and powerfully reported at the global level. She added that this was especially important given the pressure on civil society in Iran.